Hi folks, welcome to the Amazing Education channel. It's a beautiful sunny day. Hope you're having a great day. My videos don't really show you that amazing stuff. It's more what you listen to, and it's information that would really benefit you, will benefit you to have an amazing future, amazing education, wonderful planet, a peaceful planet, and much better future. So yes, as I said, it's not about the video. I don't have wonderful camera, and don't have a studio. I'm just showing one way that you can live low cost. It's a way to be happier, healthier. Don't spend so much money, and don't stress out from life because you spend so much. Then you have to work a lot, and frankly, it's very stressful to be working all the time. You need to relax and have a lower stress life to be healthy. When you're working a lot, you tend to eat a lot more to replenish your energy, and then people eat too much, and of course we have a high incidence of obesity and diabetes, and a lot of it is from our sedentary lifestyle. That's true, sitting around, driving vehicles, and so you shouldn't be doing that. So today it's a video about how to be frugal, not spend so much money, and how to do that. Well, stop driving and ride a bicycle, move closer to work so that you live within 15 minutes of a walk of work and groceries and everything. And frankly, any of you city planners or people who vote, we have to reorganize so that everything, wherever you live, we don't have the zoning that restricts neighborhood small grocery stores. Now, grocery stores, they're not that noisy. It's not going to be a problem. We should still have, the standard noise restrictions. But, in most places throughout history, you had food within walking distance. Because how else could you get food? Well, you lived on a farm. We need to go back, become more natural food growers. And as we move away from gasoline and diesel and the fossil fuels and get into renewable energy, well, one thing is prices might be higher for things, and people maybe should be growing their own food more. Plus, it's healthier. You're not using so much chemical fertilizer and other things. We need to move, yes, toward organic, but even organic uses natural chemicals to kill pests, like natural pesticides, which means you still need to wash your vegetables and fruits and other food, and you still have to be careful, and hopefully they don't use so much of these chemicals. But just organic is not enough. If you grow it yourself, you're saving money, you're getting healthy because you're getting the exercise instead of driving around. Now, I'm going to cover a lot of topics in this video, which includes if you do have to drive sometimes, which is it's a reasonable thing, but heck, we might go back to very lightweight vehicles and think about electric scooters, as long as you can drive in a safe area, and electric vehicles. Now, we have these old-fashioned gasoline-burning vehicles, which frankly are causing cancer. They're polluting the air. Over 2 million people a year are dying. At least 2 million people a year, maybe much more. It could be 5-10 million people worldwide. I'm not talking about the United States only, but like I said, well over 2 million people, could be 5 or 10 million people each year are dying just from air pollution, which is largely from power plants, which, by the way, are used to power electric vehicles. So we need to move to solar, wind, and other renewables like water and thermal well, thermonuclear power, nuclear power certainly, but even hydrothermal power where it's possible. But overall, we really need to reduce the population, because even if we stop the fossil fuels, we're still heating our vehicles, heating the houses, and we're causing heat all the time. And it's not going to make for a cooler planet. Plus, we're still moving out of the ice age. The majority of history doesn't have ice on the North and South poles. If you check your geologists and throughout time, of course, the history is not guaranteed to repeat exactly, but most of the time we don't have the North and South poles on the Earth in history. So the sea levels are much higher. So expect everything like the low-lying lands to either be built up to stop the sea, or it's going to be underwater in the future. And moving away from fossil fuels will help slow down the end of this ice age. We're still at the end of it, and these cycles are hotly debated. What causes the ice age, what causes the end of the ice age, and so it's not 100% clear. And in the future there could be more ice ages, there's no doubt about it. So we need to save the fossil fuels for the next time we get very cold. If there's maybe a giant meteor or meteorite or comet hits the planet, causes too much cloud cover and puts us into a global winter situation, or if some country starts a very bad war and we have nuclear winter, something like this, we're going to have to burn fossil fuels and hopefully trap the heat up the planet, and it's going to be a good thing. But right now we don't want to heat up the planet, and so keep that in mind. It's good to get away from these fossil fuel vehicles. However, if you need to save money and you have to drive, I recommend don't buy a new gasoline powered or diesel powered vehicle at this time. That's right. Even though you shouldn't be driving very much, but get a used old vehicle that has been well cared for and take it to your choice of mechanic. Do not choose the seller's choice of mechanic. You schedule the appointment, take it to a mechanic that can do a pre-purchase inspection at a dealership, for example, is the best choice. Dealership of where the car originated, or the same brand, like Toyota, Honda, General Motors, Ford, whatever. Take it to that dealership and they will do a very good inspection of the vehicle, and sometimes they even do it for free, and then you know what you're buying. But as I said, for health, we shouldn't be driving around that much anyway. Besides breathing the bad air, you also fail to get your 1 hour minimum time of walking each day. If you're driving everywhere, and then especially you office workers, then if you're sitting down, there again, still not walking around, and it's very hard, then you need to exercise at another time, and so that causes you stress. So now let me tell you a little bit about very wonderful, because they're so low cost, wonderful vehicles. It's the vehicles that nobody wants, that are out of style. And what kind of vehicles are out of style? Well, old sedans by Toyota, especially the Prius sedans, because if the batteries go bad, it's very expensive. So wait for somebody to replace the battery and then buy it from them. You can get it at 10% of the cost of a brand new car. So you're saving 90%. And but then again, don't drive too much. You should probably go for at least a 15-minute, 20-minute walk before you get in your car and drive wherever you need to go, make sure you get in your exercise first. Another perfect choice is a minivan. See the minivan over there? Minivans are extremely safe vehicles, very safe. I can't recommend Honda minivans. Sorry about that, Honda, because although some minivans by Honda could be perfect and good choice, but some of the transmissions have had trouble for years, and you don't want a bad transmission. Toyota minivans are expensive. You might pay $8,000 for a Toyota minivan, and it could last as long as a brand new minivan by Chrysler or Ford or Dodge, Ram. So Toyota minivans are completely worth the money as long as you've got the money. Chrysler, like a Town and Country, and Ram, Dodge, Grand Caravan or Caravan minivans, you might pay only $3,000 for one of those. So it's an excellent choice as long as you have time for all of the repairs and maintenance, because these are high maintenance vehicles. If you drive frequently, they have problems with the air conditioning, and but even though they are clunky, including their transmissions are clunky when you change from forward to reverse, and even some shifts, like from first to second gear, you might get some jerkiness in shifting for the Town and Country and all Chrysler. Now it's Stellantis minivans. It was they have Pacifica, Town and Country, and Caravan and Grand Caravan. These are wonderful low-cost vehicles. You can save yourself a ton of money, absolutely a ton of money, but as long as you can fix it yourself or you have a good low-cost repair shop, going to the dealer can often be quite expensive. So anyway, that gets back to how to be not poor, not stressed out, be wealthy by spending less. And in general, they say poor spend like they're wealthy. They want the fancy cars, the fancy clothing, the cologne, perfume, the vacations and everything. They spend like they're wealthy, and that's why they're poor. So you got to cut these things out, put yourself on a budget if you're having financial trouble, and do it before you're 30 years old. Just get into the habit, and then you'll be fine. And start to use a financial advisor to invest. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education, entertainment purposes only. And don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, watch my other videos that are going to help you have a much happier, better future. So now back to saving money. So people say that the wealthy tend to spend more like they were poor. They don't buy brand new things if it's not a reasonable thing to do. They might buy very high quality used products, especially cars that are maybe 2 years to 4 years old. So almost all of their life is left in them, but they're not at the point where they need a lot of repairs. And now they have the money to buy the very high quality, and they'll also do the research to find out, what the good deals are. As I mentioned, these old minivans, they're not desired, but probably wealthy people wouldn't buy them, because to get a very low price, you need to buy them when they're about 10 years old, and then they're going to need a lot of repairs and maintenance. But if you buy the much newer, of course they'll last a lot longer. And wealthy people, they don't want to be inconvenienced by constant repairs, and so chances are they're not going to buy the cheapest. They would buy better quality, which would be, now it's going to be an electric vehicle like a Tesla. So something like this right there. But they would buy it used at a good price, and they should have a lower cost of ownership because the repairs are extremely low. These cars could last 1,000,000 miles as long as they have the lithium iron phosphate batteries, and or the batteries are replaced. But the motors, they could easily last 1,000,000 miles, and it's a vehicle that could be passed down from one generation to the next. So I really recommend these new electric vehicles, especially the Teslas. Although they're not cheap, you need to have quite a lot of money. But over the years, as long as you can get decent insurance at the right price in your state, the Teslas could be money savers instead of being the initial cost, which is quite expensive. So it's something to keep in mind. There's some pretzels and cookies, chocolate covered pretzels. Oh my gosh. Let's hope dogs don't eat that. We gotta keep this planet clean, do our part, and have a good life. So hope these tips help you to not spend so much money, get on a budget instead of seeing movies all the time and going out to eat frequently. That's something wealthy people do. You have to be more careful. Relax. Don't stress yourself out working long hours, because then your life, if you don't have your health because you're working full time, especially if you're married with children and two people are working full time, children are not going to respect you because you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to be enjoying them. This happens to many people in the United States, and you got to relax like these people on the fire truck. Have a nice lunch, relax, get away from diesel fire trucks. You need electric fire trucks. And I feel sorry for these folks, because the diesel trucks in most fire stations cause the firemen to have 10 years shorter lifespan, because they're breathing the diesel fumes when they start the trucks inside the vehicle, inside their building. They need to be parked outside and away from the building in an open air but a covered parking area, and we'll give back 10 years to all these firemen. I think that's only fair. We should really do it because they really help out our society. Now back to the parents and the family situation. As I said, parents and families in the United States are not happy. Most of them are working full time. Both parents often are working full time, and they're not getting proper exercise and rest. And so the children don't get proper parenting because the parents are too tired, too stressed out. Now, if you have two parents that are working full time, then you need a cook, you need a maid, you need people that are good, quality, certified people taking care of the household, so that the parents have time, so they're not doing the cooking and cleaning and laundry and so on, so they can spend time with the children, so the children are not angry at the parents, and parents are happy, healthy, and relaxed, and having a good life. So it has to be done, and we need to have smaller family sizes so that we're not so poor, basically. Children are expensive, and we've overpopulated and overpolluted the planet, so we need smaller family sizes. Okay, so anyway, keep these things in mind. Live within 15 minutes walk of work, and de-stress, and hope this helps you on your path so that we have a wonderful, peaceful, happy planet and an amazing future. Take care.